Yeah, I'm gonna head to the log.
Okay, everybody, Jean has done the invocation. So we just got notification it's been completed. We'll make sure everybody gets on here so we can get started. We apologize for the delay. We ran into issues with first with a little technical difficulties and then with the invocation. So are we ready to go, Ed?
You're all set.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bonjour, Anine. Good morning, everybody. Minagajip, welcome to the council meeting today, January 6th. Happy New Year to everybody at Net Lake. With that, the invocation has been completed by our cultural advisor, spiritual advisor, Jean Goodsky. And with that, I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Kathy Tavers,
Here.
David Morrison,
Here.
Travis Morrison,
Here.
Shane Drift,
Here.
Peter Boney.
Here.
Okay, next we have approval of the agenda.
I got a couple add-ons here under me here at the end. First would be the reorganization and put the grants manager under Travis Vaki and career development. Second is to reorganize the tarot officer and tarot compliance training officer, move them under Travis Vaki and career development. And third is the $50 gift card to our employees.
Okay. Any other additions or changes to the agenda? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve the agenda with those additions.
Move.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Chief. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Next, we have approval of minutes from December 16th, 2020 at Net Lake. I see there is one item that I'd like to set up a meeting on, Rob, with regards to the minutes, and that's when Shane brought up the disabled individuals with regards to keeping a disability list, or why the elders, when we have elderly events, I know that we've run into issues with disabled individuals also. So in the minutes, it does say that the council could have a discussion on this later, and we've never discussed it. So we should set up a meeting on that to get that issue resolved with elderly and disabled categorized into one. So we'll get that set up. I see that we did not do that. So that's in the minutes. That was brought up at the last meeting.
Okay.
I think it was regarding the gift cards, and I think it also entails like when we had the elders meals and stuff, there was always question about the disabled individual. Any questions on the minutes? Okay, if there's no questions or comments, I'll call for a motion to approve the minutes of December 16, 2020.
Move.
Moved by David. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Next, we have introduction of new staff.
Yeah, right now, they're not on right now, so we
Okay,
had 3 of them, but we'll see what's going on there.
okay. Well, I know we're starting later, so maybe they had to do something or. Okay, next, we'll just move on. Next, we have the consent agenda. Approve the third party, or excuse me, I'm sorry, approve the third amendment to the 401k retirement plan. Next item was approved amendment number 2 to the CHAP agreement to extend the contract term for the COVID-19 housing assistance program. Next, we have approved the Fortune Bay Resort Casino FY21 budget. Next is approved to extend the 2020 deer hunting season to January 31, 2021 bucks only, available to hunters holding a valid permit for 2020, no permits issued after December 31st, 2020. Next one is approved contract with Dave Farmer for remediation services. Next one is approved to extend the FFCRA leave to March 31, 2021. And next is approved contract amendment number 2 for the SOAR.SSI grant contract. And next one is approved Danny Paradas and Doris Isham to submit a Gather Food Sovereignty Grant application to the First Nations Development Institute. Is there questions on the consent agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
Under the approved contract with Dave Farm for remediation services, with who specifically? Is that for New Moon?
That is for New Moon, yes.
Okay.
And that's for meth remediation.
Okay.
That was 4 units, right?
Yes.
Update on that. They should be done next week.
And I had a question on the extension of the deer hunting season.
Okay.
I think when it came across, it would just extend the whole season, not just bucks only. I was just wondering where the bucks only come from. And it's going to be really hard for hunters to distinguish between a buck and a doe when a lot of the deer have probably dropped their antlers already.
The bucks drop their antlers?
Yeah.
I'm not a hunter, so I don't know this stuff.
And I know there's a couple people that posted out that they did get a buck and a doe already. And they couldn't tell because the buck had dropped its antlers already, and they did it just before the end of the season, the December season. But when we extended it, I don't know how they're going to tell.
A good scope.
Yeah.
Chief, go out there and lift up the tail.
Oh my God.
We do have Tara in the waiting room if you guys want to have her come in, or
My question is when it came to us as a poll, what did we approve it as?
It
I
was
think it
approved
comes-
as bucks
Yeah,
only.
Was it as bucks only? I thought it would just extend the whole season out.
That's what
That's what I
I
thought. It was just extending the
Yeah.
whole season.
that's what I thought too, was the whole season.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought it was the whole season. So,
And so I'm trying to look for that,
He has a memo, email memo, and it's in the packet, and it says bucks only.
Travis is right. It's going to be hard to tell.
hey, morning, Tara.
Morning, Tara. You're muted. Oh, there you are.
Them up here.
Morning.
Are we done with?
Oh, it was just a question on the bucks only part of the extending the hunting season.
The question was why?
Yeah, Trav brought it up that the bucks dropped their horns.
Yes, but we have, the reason is because the does are in various stages of pregnancy right now. So we just don't want open season because, you know, we'll be taking females while they're pregnant. At least we could try not to do that.
Okay. So what if a couple of hunters take a couple of does? Is there gonna be any repercussions because they didn't know they shot a doe? Or the game warden's gonna pinch them?
They could probably argue that, but again, they could also use that as an excuse too. So
Yeah.
it happened, you know, the circumstance has to be looked at.
Yeah.
Because if we open it up to that, it's going to be pretty devastating on our deer population. So that's why we put that provision in there.
Okay, so I was just wondering, is it, when it came across our desk, I thought it was just extending the season.
yeah,
No.
I'm reading it too, right here. It says, see attached a request for a poll to extend the deer hunting season from 2020 through January 31st, 2021. But then underneath it says bucks only on the current permit.
Will you be rescinding any of that to include, to take off the bucks only? Do you think?
I don't care. I think we could probably push for the bucks only, but I don't think our band members should be penalized if they do happen to get a doe. You know, yeah, I see what you mean. We should probably do the bucks only, but like I said, it's going to be hard to check out a doe and a buck without horns. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand.
I'd
We'll
just say
kind of
maybe
We'll keep a close eye on that. And our COs will, you know, work with the hunter on that.
okay.
But I think that the community should not be encouraged to just run
Yeah,
out, you know.
run out and shoot anything they want.
Yeah.
I'm not to get buck fever.
All right, that's the only question I had.
Okay.
Thanks, Tara.
Hey, Rich.
Okay.
You're muted.
I'm sorry. Didn't remember muting myself. Anyway, any other questions on the consent agenda? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second? Second by Dave. All in favor,
Dave.
signify.
Deep, wasn't it?
That was Chief.
Was it Chief? Oh, well, I'm trying to write it down and I'm just going by my hearing, which is probably getting bad. Second by Chief. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, silent, motion carried. Okay, now Tara again.
I'm gonna go back to the yup.
No. Okay, Rob, Tara Gijek with appointment to Minnesota Tribal Environmental Committee.
Okay, sorry.
Oops.
Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Or,
We're ready, Tara.
okay. First of all, the subject should be, approval of final draft of the tribal coordination policy.
Okay.
There was a little misunderstanding, so if that could be changed in the minutes or whatever.
Sure. Thank
And then
you.
have you read through the policy? I can summarize it for you also.
Can you summarize it for us,
Yes,
please?
please.
Sure. There's a group of us, all of the environmental managers for Minnesota reservations. We meet on a monthly basis, and we're called the MINTEC, which is Minnesota Tribal Environmental Committee. And what we do is we go over. I can't hear if you're. We go over policies. We talk with various Minnesota state agencies, and we're finding a problem, and we have been finding problems like this in the past 20 years, I would say. The state agencies, which they're getting better now, but sometimes they think that that they are that we're speaking for the band, that we're speaking for you all, for tribal council. So they get that a little bit blurred and mixed up. So we want to make sure that we state that we are support staff to you, tribal council. And so when they're asking for policy changes or anything like that, that they go to you for consultation. This is defining what consultation is, that they need to go to the tribal council, that they can't just meet with any individual or any staff members and call that consultation. So that's what that is.
Yeah, I see in here you put, you guys are like our technical advisors with regards to your MINTEC stuff, and it says technical coordination meetings cannot be construed as consultation. But those meetings are tools to aid in consultations. So that's a good, and I see all the comments from all the other agencies that are involved, the tribes. So I think that's really good. I like the document. Glad they're getting better. I'm sure it can get better even more.
Can get betterer.
I didn't say better. Okay, so you need approval of the MINTEC. Are we calling it the MINTEC? Tribal, wait, no. Coordination policy? Consultation, coordination and consultation policy.
I think she's off already.
Oh,
I don't,
okay.
I don't see her.
Okay, well, that's what we'll call it because I see that's, it's like, okay. Okay, final draft tribal coordination and consultations policy. Hi, Tara.
Welcome back.
I think we just want to say tribal consultation and coordination policy?
Right.
Okay,
And then after you approve this, the actual goal is to bring it to MIAC and MCT.
Okay.
So you'll be seeing it there too.
okay.
All right.
And I know that, I'm not sure when the other tribes are gonna approve their, policy, but I think the MCT is meeting this month and next month is the, MIAC meeting, so. Just an
In the
FYI.
memo, it'll
Okay.
show that several bands have already approved it. So
Good. Good. Any questions for Tara? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve the tribal coordination and consultation policy developed by Mintech.
Move.
Moved by Shane. Is there a second?
Yep.
Second by Chief. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job, Tara.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you guys.
We have Pam Hughes with a cost neutral transfer agreement. Morning, Pam.
Morning. Good morning.
Thanks for hanging in there, guys.
It's okay. So what I have in front of you is the cost neutral transfer agreement. This is an agreement with St. Louis County. I had been approached, I don't know, well over a year ago and was asked about our off-reservation band members for shelter. And so I should say our off-reservation homeless individuals for shelter. And I had expressed at that time that, yes, it would be very helpful for our Boys Fort Duluth office, because I know Wendy has a hard time when homeless people are coming in because she doesn't have the hotel motel voucher and the food. So anyways, after a long period of time, everything was finally all straightened out. So that's what's in front of you guys today. And this will be for the office, the urban office in Duluth. And so I think it's like just a little over $14,000. And then we'll get a monthly invoice from St. Louis County that I will complete and send back into St. Louis County. It's just a short 1-page reporting tool.
Pam, is this reoccurring every year?
Not as of yet, Kathy, but
Okay.
that is something they're looking
They're
at.
looking into?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. And this, I believe, goes through, well, I think it ends June
Okay,
2021.
June 30?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, any questions for Pam? Oh, man, I got to sneeze.
Yes. Pam, do the other reservations have a bed reserved set aside at that one of the duplexes down there, like at ICO or something like that? That they
No,
no,
they don't.
they
Mm-mm.
don't. Okay.
No. You know, I know ACO was last year, they submitted a proposal to the city of Duluth.
Yep.
Where they were, hoping to put up some affordable housing. It didn't go through.
No.
Yeah, there was some issues with it. And I know as a tribal collaborative, we were in full support of ACO doing that for affordable housing for American Indian people in the Duluth area. And I know even as part of our COC continuum of care for St. Louis County, we also wrote a letter in support of that. So hopefully when Michelle, I hope she resubmits it and that the city of Duluth looks at it.
Pam, can you let us know when and if Michelle does resubmit it? Because
Yep.
maybe we can set up a meeting with the city of Duluth to stress the importance of it, because I think it needs to be addressed. And I think that it should have gone through before, but it didn't. If we can meet with Mayor Larson and maybe some of the city council and some of the ACO people and help support that, along
Okay.
with Fond du Lac, because I think it's really important.
It is. Yep.
So if you can get a note to Michelle, let us
Yep,
know
I
if
can.
because I think they should resubmit it and try again. Just in my opinion, but any questions for Pam on the cost neutral transfer agreement, which I think is a great benefit for our Duluth urban band members?
Say good job.
Is there a motion to approve the cost neutral transfer agreement with St. Louis County?
Move.
Rock, paper, scissors. No, I'm kidding. Moved by Chief, second by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job,
Hey,
Pam.
Cass, I just had one
Thank
question
you.
Yes.
for Pam. Pam, did we ever go as far as the cities with helping any of those people with affordable
No.
housing down that way? Or
We haven't. This was something that Laura, who from St. Louis County, she's no longer in the COC, but was working on this. So it's just for St. Louis County. I know I've checked into some other resources in the metro area for down there. And we are addressing that at the tribal collaborative level because, you know, we have a huge homeless population in the metro area. And there are a few other organizations down there that we can refer individuals to. That, you know, the sad thing is a lot of times when they come in for help, because they're homeless, they don't have an address, and then they're denied the assistance. So that's those are some issues that we're working on at the tribal collaborative level.
Pam, is Red Lake part of that tribal collaborative?
Yes, they are.
Okay, because I know Red Lake and White Earth and Leech Lake have been working with because of the encampments in the
Yes.
in the St. Paul, Minneapolis area. It's a huge issue. So okay, keep us updated on that, would you?
Yep.
Pam?
I will.
okay, thanks, Pam. Thanks, Pam.
Yep.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Pam.
Have a good
Thanks.
day. Good job.
Cool.
All right. Next, we have Dan Millbridge with a contract with Choice Therapy for physical, occupational, and speech therapy services.
Morning, Dan.
You're on
Dan, you're
mute.
muted.
How about there?
Hey, there you go.
Dan.
Good morning, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, this is the contract we're gearing up for. Just brings them on board Choice Therapy at rates that are competitive out in the market. They seem high, but that includes all their benefits on their side, so we're not paying employee benefits. On the addendum, I worked with the attorneys I thought the non-compete was a little excessive, but I understand where they're coming from. They don't want to hire an employee, spend all the training time like a physical therapy assistant, for example, and then we snatch them from them. And then they just lost all that time they invested in the employee. So we settled on something that's pretty reasonable in the addendum. But and this is if we just didn't consult with them at all. If we worked out a plan to say, okay, we want to hire X employee in 3 months, then the non-compete wouldn't kick in because we're kind of giving them notice. So it's pretty standard contract. And this is we don't employ everybody at once. It's as we build the program. So the PT will be on first, and hopefully he'll bring on hire PTAs to help do the work. And if we get enough referrals and we grow the program, then it should be a nice sustainable program. And I think we discussed if it didn't work out, we just close the program and use the space for something else. But I think it's worth a try to go down this road and keep services local, and there might be a better utilization of physical therapy services if patients don't have to travel so far.
Dan, I know that a lot of schools, and what I really like about this is the occupational and speech therapy services also which will come later on. But where's choice therapy located at? Duluth, Hibbing?
Bemidji,
Bemidji, okay.
Bemidji, but they got an office in Hibbing too.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is I'm wondering if, we'll do physical therapy at the start, but if we can get information out to the schools, the local schools that I'm thinking Northeast Range and Ely and Northwoods, sorry, and Net Lake schools that, we may have the ability, depending on number of referrals for speech and occupational, because I know a lot of that comes from the schools. And also through medical providers, but I just think that's a plus because I remember when I was working at the school many years ago that it's difficult to get transportation to occupational and speech therapy for kids that the school feels that could use it, or the school nurse, or send them to the doctor tells them they need to have it. So I think it'd be a great benefit if we can notify the schools that, let us know if you've got a need. If it shows that there's a need, we can expand this service even more. So, but good.
Right, we could go out and I know that their program, that they have a good handle on where the needs are in the schools.
Good.
But we eventually down the road, we could end up, if there was enough need, we could rent space from the school and use this contracted employee to go in and provide services either on our behalf or directly on behalf of the choice therapy. But this leads into the whole discussion of the 4 walls and FQHC too.
Yep.
But that's a different component.
Yeah. But no, good. And I think I know that physical therapy, a lot of people have issues with transportation to physical therapy. And, it is an important part of taking care of yourself. Once you have I remember doing physical therapy for my shoulder, and it took a lot of trips over there to get my arm back in shape. And it takes a lot of time, money, and gas. And so
Right.
if it's offered here, that's even better. So good job. Any questions for Dan? Shane?
Yes. Well, since you're going forward with this, and that's great. Can you give us an idea of how many people have come forward, like band members, community members have come forward and expressed that they would like this type of service here?
Actually, I did it through the providers.
Okay.
Saying just, what's a good estimate of the volume that people that we would use, because I really wanted their input to see if they thought this was a service that would be sustainable, and they felt that it would, based on the average number of patients that they kind of end up referring to therapy services, and they are aware of the ones that are, we call it non-compliant, where they don't go for various reasons. They don't go to their appointments because it might be too far of a drive, and that's kind of the main kicker. Many times when a therapist is in the building, there's a lot of times where a provider will just say, why don't we have the therapist take a quick look at it and give a recommendation also. So then they're working closer as a team. And most physical therapy offices locate themselves close to physician practices. So that can be a component where they're just across the parking lot or down the street or within the same complex. So this is kind of one of the ways we would pick up business too, is just run down to, or actually run out across the hall, and we'll bring the physical therapist from across the hall in the room and have them take a look. And then that establishes that relationship between the therapist and the patient, which is always important. If they have a good rapport, then they'll build trust in that therapist, which will have them more likely to go to get the services.
Okay.
I have a question. Will this position be able to do, because I'm in PT right now and cook myself, Well, this position, and they have a, like for job positions to be able to, say you got 50 pounds of lift, can this position also take care of that?
Yeah, and they work with the physician on that, so they would
Uh-huh.
recommend to the physician, and usually it's kind of a team effort. And usually the physicians kind of follow the recommendations of the therapists because they're doing it every day and they're working with you so they can kind of observe how you're functioning with the weight you're working with. So I would say yes.
Okay, cool. And then one more question, sorry. Just so I understand how it all works, I'm not too sure how it works. If we have an appointment for like a PT person, do we pay if we have the appointment and we don't show up?
No,
No? Okay.
no, we pay the therapist an hourly rate. So it's up to us to get our money's worth out of the therapist.
Okay.
Any other questions for Dan? Okay, and when do you plan on starting physical therapy, Dan? Just for
Well,
the audience.
the construction in Net Lake is almost done. They're waiting to start the construction in Vermilion because there's a delay in getting a door we need. So once they get that door in, which sounds like it's going to be the end of January before the door arrives, then they'll start that one. So we're probably realistically somewhere end of February or March. We're hoping to get it up, everything going by February 1st, but just the COVID delays are kind of kicking our construction back a little bit.
Okay, good. I'm assuming you'll put out some flyers and stuff and let patients know. And
Yes, as soon as we have a date.
Cool.
We might even do some pre-education too, that we're looking at getting these services and how important therapy is and some of that.
Do some underwriting with KBFT.
There you go.
Can do that too.
Good plug there, Shane. Okay, if any other questions for Dan on the contract with Choice Therapy? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve that contract for physical, occupational, and speech therapy service. Moved by Shane. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job, Dan. We'll see how it goes.
Thank you, Dan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next, Robbie, reorganization.
I keep shutting off, sorry. Yeah, first one would be the reorganization of the grant manager, which is currently Doris Isham, and moving her under Travis Bakke in career development. I did talk to her, and she's on board with what we're doing here.
Any questions for Rob on that? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve the transfer for the grants manager position to go under the career development specialist for supervision.
I did have one more comment, I'm sorry.
Oh.
There was only one issue where when I was discussing with her, she was wanting to make sure she can still chase all the grants she does, which she'll be able to.
Okay.
We're not changing none of that. We're just changing supervisors.
Okay. Any questions on that? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve the transfer of supervision to the grants manager under the career development specialist.
You're on mute, Trav.
Move.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Yeah.
Oh, second by Chief. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, silent, motion carried. That's the
Okay.
worst thing about Zoom is you don't remember you're on mute and you're talking, your lips are moving. Coming out. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, next we have the reorganization of the Taro officer and Taro compliance training officer to be moved under Travis Vaki in career development. I talked with Don on it and Don's on board to be able to help out there. So same thing, we're changing supervisors.
Are there any questions for Rob on the Taro program and Taro officer going under the career development specialist? Now I'll call for a motion to approve that transfer of supervision.
Move.
Moved by Shane. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Chief. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, silent, motion carried.
Okay, and last one is approval.
Excuse me.
Is the approval of a $50 gift card to our employees.
Okay, I had asked that to be added on for the staff. And the reason being is that due to COVID, there was no what you would call Christmas party, or because of COVID, we really haven't done anything with our staff this year, as far as sometimes we have a staff family picnic, just something to help enlighten the morale with the staff. And so I had asked the council if they would be willing to this year, and this sounds really cheap, but this year all our staff got for Christmas was 6 cookies. And it did cost us some money. We had to have cookies made for the staff, but it was just something Christmas time. Usually we give out hams or turkeys, and we didn't do that this year. So I had asked if council would be okay with giving out $50 gift cards to employees that were employed from January 1 to December 31st, and our COVID employees and part-time employees, I believe. It's just a thank you for the past year, and an appreciation on behalf of the tribal government for all the work they do, because really nothing has, we really haven't been able to do anything to show our appreciation to them. And so I am getting numbers from Kim on how much that would be, because it depends on the dates and part-time and on-call and all that. So, but we'll get that figured out. But I just was wondering if the council would be in favor of doing something for our employees, tribal government employees.
Yeah.
Any comments?
Yep.
Yeah,
I think it's a great idea.
it's been a tough year.
It has.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve $50 gift cards to our RTG employees for the ones that were employed from January 1, 2020 to December 31, 2020, to include part-time employees? And I'm not sure, do you guys want to include the on-call employees too, or?
See, why not?
Okay.
Sure.
Do we have a motion to move by Shane? Oops, hang on. Is there a second?
Yep.
Second by Chief. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, silent, motion carried. I want to thank you guys for that. I think it's a good gesture. I think our staff have done a great job. Like I said, it's been a tough year, and I don't want them to think we forgot about them.
And I think we just been so busy with all these different Zoom meetings and all that stuff going on, and we did forget about it. And now we look back, we can, it's a little way of helping them out. Saying thank you.
I think that's a great idea.
Hang on just a second. They're wondering if we want to answer questions from YouTube, so I'm just wondering what the questions are. Gosh, I really don't know how to use this thing. Got my new computer this morning, so I'm not really sure. Oh. And I'll be right back. Oh, okay. There was excuse me. There was a question about the community development director position. Right now that's being reevaluated, and we'll be looking at what that position is going to be in the coming future. So that was the only question that was on YouTube. So with that, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
Yep.
Made by Chief. Is there a second?
I suppose.
Second by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Everybody have a good year. And we look forward to seeing you at our next meeting, which will be in a couple weeks. And stay safe, wear your masks and social distance.
Happy
Big
New
witch.
Year.